An Ohio man accused of helping his family plan, carry out and cover up the killing of 8 members of another family was found guilty of murder Wednesday. A jury convicted George Wagner IV on Wednesday afternoon on multiple counts of aggravated murder and other charges related to conspiracy and attempts to cover up evidence in the 2016 massacre of the Rhoden family. Wagner, who was not accused of shooting anyone, testified during the trial that he was unaware of his family's deadly plans. Earlier in the trial, a judge decided Wagner would not face the death penalty upon a conviction as part of an agreement between the prosecution and 2 other members of Wagner IV's family who agreed to testify truthfully against him. Prosecutors said Wagner and his family plotted to kill the Rhodens over a custody dispute involving Wagner IV's brother Edward Jake Wagner and one of the victims, Hannah Rhoden, who shared a toddler daughter. In addition to Hannah Rhoden, 19, the victims were her parents, Christopher Rhoden Sr., 40, and Dana Rhoden, 37, her brothers, 20-year-old Clarence Frankie Rhoden and 16-year-old Christopher Jr., Clarence Rhoden Fian registered trademark E, Hannah Gilly, 20, Christopher Rhoden Sr. Oko's brother, Kenneth Rhoden, 44, and a cousin, Gary Rhoden, 38. Both Wagner brothers as well as their parents, Angela Wagner and George Billy Wagner III, were charged in the killings. George Billy Wagner III has pleaded not guilty. Angela Wagner pleaded guilty to a role in helping to plan the killings in exchange for a 30-year sentence. Jake Wagner last year confessed to shooting 5 of the Rhoden family victims and has been spared the death penalty as a result of his plea. These murders should never have happened, Special Prosecutor Angela Canepa said during closing arguments. We are here because 8 innocent victims were slaughtered, most of them in their sleep, all of them unarmed. Canepa said Wagner should be found guilty, even if he did not kill any of the Rhodens himself. He does not have to be the person that actually pulled the trigger, she said. You were complicit, because you knew what was going to happen, you knew what they were going to do, and you aided and abetted them, she said of Wagner. During closing arguments, Wagner's defense attorney told jurors that Wagner had no reason to participate in the killing of Hannah Rhoden and her family. Instead, he said, the blame lay with Wagner IV's brother Jake and their mother, Angela. Jake and Angela have destroyed this Minoco's life, John Parker said of his client. Why would he agree to kill Hannah and her family? You heard him testify, Hannah was like a little sister to him, he said. He would not kill anybody. He did not kill anybody, and he did not go along because it makes no sense, Parker said. Earlier in the trial, George Wagner IV testified that he had no knowledge that his family planned to kill the Rhodens. While he detailed his familiaco's history of crimes, including burning their properties for insurance money, he said he would have tried to stop the killing plot had he known about it. I never would have believed my family would be capable of doing something of this magnitude, he testified. Theft is one thing. Murder is an entirely different thing. Wagner said if he had known about the plan, one way or another, I would have never let it happen. Both Jake Wagner and Angela Wagner testified against George Wagner IV at trial as part of plea agreements. Jake Wagner testified that he was increasingly concerned his child with Hannah Rhoden might suffer abuse and ultimately decided he had no other choice than to kill Hannah, according to NBC affiliate WLWT of Cincinnati. Jake Wagner opted to have his testimony confined to the courtroom, and not broadcast on audio or video, which the judge allowed. He also testified that George Wagner IV helped execute the plot and was supposed to kill Chris Rhoden Sr., the first member of the Rhoden family who was killed that night in April 2016, according to the station. Jake Wagner said his brother froze and did not fire, leading Jake to kill the man himself, according to WLWT. Angela Wagner also testified in court against her son, saying that he was willing to confess to the killings himself, but she was opposed, according to NBC affiliate WCMH of Columbus, Ohio. The prosecution asked Angela Wagner whether she regretted her actions, according to the station. She said yes and became visibly emotional, WCMH reported. OC pound because the akor my sons, she said. OC pound I should have protected them from that situation.